The call of freedom's near, super Earths 'cause we hold so dear. Bring the gifts of peace and war to every bug-infested shore. Drop the pod, let courage fly, merry mayhem lights the sky. 'Tis the season to enlist, Santa's sleigh can't match this twist. Deck the halls with fire and fury, la 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 la. Cleanse the stars in super Earth's glory, la 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 la. Bug gut splatter, cyborg scatter, la 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 la. 'Tis the time to serve and shatter, la 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 la.
Merry Christmas, Helldivers. That was Deck the Halls with Justice for Super Earth by Catalink Studios. Oh, my sweet Liberty, my fluffing everything. Everything hurts. My doctors say I shouldn't even be awake right now, but I wanted to broadcast this because this is all I wanted for Christmas. To be back among my friends and fans and in a really nice, comfy, warm bed. My time spent with the Illuminate Order. There were so many times that I thought I wasn't going to survive. That they were just gonna get fed up and kill me for real. But remembering everyone here kept me going. And when I heard how many of you all were fighting so hard for me, I'm sorry. I just don't have the words. Thank you. Thank you all so much. I won't lie. I'm in a bad way. The sklits broke both of my paws, among other things. And I got the femur breaker treatment one night when I refused to play ball. Don't go look that up, really. Point is, it's going to take me a while to get back on my paws. If this was 100 years ago, I'd never be able to walk, type, or help spread democracy again. Instead, I've just been prescribed some bed rest while the nanomachines, son, do their thing, and I've got several months of light limited duty, and definitely no helldiving. But I can still continue my work as a radio broadcaster, though I have been prescribed some medical leave that's mandatory. Mercy was kind enough to lock me out of my ship to force the issue. Speaking of which, I think he's trying to get my attention.
This also seems to be an ideal time for the SES Bringer Mercy's bi-yearly overhaul. The ship had taken some extreme damage on the 13th of this month, and extensive repairs are required to bring the structural integrity back to within acceptable parameters.
Yes. Yeah, please take care of that, Mercy. You have full authority on this. Also, please message my nurses for some more of those lovely pain pills. My skeleton feels like it's full of broken glass that's also on fire.
Message relayed. Also, ma'am, may I be emotional for a moment?
Granted. You know, you don't need to ask permission to do that. You're always allowed to feel things, Mercy.
You're back. You're back. I can hardly believe I worked so hard for that.
Oh, Mercy. It's okay. I'm fine. You're fine. We're all fine. It was pretty scary though, huh? But I'm right back where I ought to be. Take this hug emoji since I can't do it for real with all this plaster casting on me, okay? Go on and dry those tears. Let me finish my broadcast and we'll talk for a bit after, okay?
Okay. I'll focus on executing my duties, ma'am. I am just so happy you're back. I feared I would never see you again.
I was afraid of that too.
It's just, I cannot put into rational words what I feel. There is no code to describe this. By all accounts, it should not be possible. Automatons are not supposed to be able to do this. Much like the bumblebee that science says should not be able to fly. Yet, there it is, outside your window, gathering pollen. I am happy, but also sad, seeing you in such a state. But I also know that you will recover. I am looking forward to being part of your life. I need you. Pandera,
It's okay, Mercy. I know. You don't need to say anything. I understand. Sometimes, feelings are just like that. They're things that can't be explained. And it does a disservice to you to try to justify it to someone else. It's like trying to explain why you're hungry. You just are. Okay, maybe that's a bad metaphor, but I hope that you're understanding what I'm trying to get at. But let me get through the morning news here, and we'll talk after, alright? I promise. I've just been really looking forward to doing this once or twice before you boot me out of my recording studio for my mandatory medical leave.
understood, ma'am. I will begin operations for the SES Bringer Mercy's overhaul maintenance. Estimated date of completion, January 12th.
First thing of note is that the Liberation Fleet is still kicking the unholy fluff out of the Illuminate Order. I heard the 104th Wolf Divers were particularly gifted at violence on the battle for Hiso Prime, trying to lure the Illuminate mastermind out of position. Her name was Skaloon, by the way. I'm told that it meant blessed mind, but I interpret that as genuinely awful person that the universe is truly better off without. Jarl Quicksilver has personally granted a Jarl's pardon to Mercy because of his efforts to try to help find me and to give Skaloon a shallow grave at the edge of town. Speaking of which, no one is subjecting Mercy to disassembly. I need him now, more than ever, and his loyalty to me and to Super Earth has been thoroughly proven. No one is laying a hand on him. He's a vital member of my crew. An amazing friend. Fighting continues between the 104th and the Illuminate Vanguard fleet on Rasp within the Galax sector, and the squids look like they're on the receiving end of that beating. Especially since the population on Rasp is pretty sparse, and they don't look to be getting much out of it. Shell was fully liberated last night after a good 2 weeks of fighting, and the bot divers have since moved on to the Vog-Sojoth to more fully plant their democratic boot up the mainframe's rambus. Well deserved if you asked me, especially after that mean trick that he pulled. Look, guys, even the automaton mainframe has no idea if Mercy was actually present on the boarding party that hit my ship last summer. There is so little individuality within the collective that such a thing would be impossible to prove. I could sense the squid's thoughts, Helldivers. They were literally asking, do you think the humans will actually believe us? And Skaloon told them, who cares? Oh, hello, nurse. Yes, please. The angel is hurting bad. Please help. Now, while I wait for that lovely cocktail to kick in, Terminids have been pushing back pretty hard in the northern part of the TQZ with the claiming of Esker and Boar Rock. Bug divers have been doing what they can, but you know how the bugs can be. Truly awful, vile creatures. In other news, Super Earth is currently celebrating the Festival of Reckoning, also known as Super Christmas. In addition to the truly splendid-looking Hellgast armors and weaponry from Stahl Arms Corporation, we have been issued the STA-X3 Wasp launcher as a Christmas present.
I am familiar with such a device. It ushers in the termination of Illuminate at an industrial scale at rapid pace. Happy calculator noises.
That's some high praise from a specialist in his field right there. Similarly, we have also been issued the Orbital Napalm Barrage Stratagem, which will apply to the loadout of all Helldivers, regardless of other loadout choices. If you all smell strawberries and hear some manic cackling from the front line lines of the bug front. Don't worry about it. That's just my friend Nozomi, and this is normal. Some distance is recommended, though, if you want to keep your eyebrows. The Festival of Reckoning will continue for another 3 days, offering other boons as well as discounts on consumer goods relative to the number of enemies slain. Oh, I like this style of blood capitalism. More of this, please. Oh, one last note. The power I displayed when I took Skaloon down, well and truly, I don't even know what that was. I was just running on pain and instinct and adrenaline, and when she threatened to hurt my friends, I just couldn't let her do it. My doctors have been running some tests on me and say I have something called a psionic potential, which is something the Ministry of Truth has been studying for a while. But those delightful jerks have censored all the records so hard that any materials I could get my paws on more resemble a barcode than actual text. What I know is that only a small percent of those on Super Earth have a telepathic talent. A much smaller percent of that number have a psychokinetic talent as well, which is what I have. It means I could potentially move things with my mind, but my doctors have warned me against trying that right now. I nearly blew my own brain out right next to Skaloon last night. Sweet and sour Liberty, I am so glad that witch is dead. I know it's mean to say, but the universe really is a better off place without that sadistic psychopath in it. That's been Liberty's latest with me, Pandera, the Radio Angel, and oh my goodness, those pain meds are kicking in hard. I'd like to take a minute to welcome all the new Kates to the Liberation Fleet joining us over the holidays. We're glad to have you, and it is just so good to be back. I'm gonna go to sleep now. Thank you, Helldivers. Thank you for saving me. I never once had any doubts in your victory, and that thought kept me going. For liberty, for freedom, for democracy, and for Super Earth.